Howdy, Dennis Bradford here. Let's think some about being, feeling, and doing better. Mastering Stress 3. Welcome back. How can you tell if you're stressed? After all, if your attention is focused elsewhere or you're distracted, you might, perhaps unintentionally, miss or ignore either stress or its causes. This can be a deadly mistake with respect to chronic stress. It could be a slow, perhaps even unintentional suicide. Whether you realize it or not, you are infinitely valuable. If you don't feel that you are, then I hope that you'll enable me to help you feel better about yourself. The symptoms of stress that we'll go over in this video are naturally closely related to the causes of stress that we went over in the last video. Noticing them requires stepping back from engagement in daily activities and observing your life as if you were observing someone else. This is an important skill that can be developed. If it helps, imagining answering questions about the condition of your body posed to you by your physician. Have you recently experienced an unusual number of aches and pains? Have you experienced an unusual number of illnesses such as colds or flu? What about diarrhea or constipation? Any recent nausea? What about any recent chest pain or unexplained rapid heartbeat? Any recent dizziness? Is your sex drive, libido low? Have you been eating either too much or too little? Have you been getting either too much or too little sleep? Do you smoke? Do you use alcohol or other psychoactive drugs to relax? Do you have any nervous habits such as nail biting, pacing, or restless leg swinging or foot jiggling? Also, imagine being asked about less obvious symptoms. Have you recently experienced an inability to concentrate? Any memory difficulties? Have you exhibited unusually poor judgment recently? Do you notice that you experience racing thoughts, such as racing mind insomnia? Do you worry incessantly? Are you frequently fearful? Do you tend to view the world negatively? Are you generally unhappy or sad? Do you often have negative thoughts? Any recent depression, agitation, or anxiety? Have you been moody or especially irritable recently? Are you prone to become angry quickly? Do you sometimes feel overwhelmed? Do you feel lonely or isolated? Are you socially withdrawn? Do you frequently procrastinate or neglect your responsibilities? Have you experienced any major life changes recently? Are you generally pessimistic? Are your expectations unrealistic? Are you frequently disappointed? Do you cope poorly with uncertainty? Is your self-esteem low? Is your thinking rigid and inflexible? Do you tend to have an all-or-nothing attitude? Again, the symptoms of stress are closely related to the causes of stress. It's important to pay attention, to notice what's going on in your body and mind. With respect to any one of these symptoms, it may not be caused by stress. On the other hand, any one of them may be. Stress itself is a consequence of less than perfect balance, harmony, or functioning. It's helpful not to think of it as the problem, but as the consequence of some problem. In that sense, it's good to notice any symptoms of stress. Why? Except accidentally, how are problems to be solved if we ignore them? Pay attention. If you notice that you are stressed, determine its cause and see if there's anything you're able to do about it. Again, it's not occasional stress that's problematic, it's chronic stress. This brings us to the topic of the next video. What can we do to alleviate stress? What techniques are effective in undermining chronic stress? We've made the diagnosis. Now is the time for the cure. Thanks for your attention.